Spoiler alert, we are not contagious. Not at all.
Hey guys, welcome to our channel, right? It's our channel now because you promised to do videos with me, right?
Our channel.
I'm Danielle, and this is JB, and we are here to talk about TB.
Fun.
Or tuberculosis. Or
Absolutely.
consumption.
Or the white plague.
That's what it's called?
Yeah.
Didn't know that one.
Now you know. We just wanted to start off this video by first and foremost thanking you guys. A lot of you know what's going on with our family. So you've been extremely supportive
really
in this entire process. We are overwhelmed with the support that we've gotten from all of you guys. And I'm not saying that just to say that. I'm not saying that just to get subscribers. But
no, it's honestly brought us to tears multiple, maybe not you to tears, but me to tears multiple times to have people who actually reached out and really were genuinely concerned for us. So my heart is touched by the community that has rallied around us for the past couple months.
So one of the reasons why we decided to make a video on tuberculosis was because my entire family, me, my wife, both my boys, we all have TB. And a lot of people had questions, a lot of people had concerns. And what we found is that people simply don't know a lot about TB. I'm going to jump right into it because we've been talking about TB, and the first question is...
What is TB?
What is TB, Danielle? I'd like to hear in your words.
TB is a microbacterial infection. Tuberculosis, with my understanding, and I want to first note that we are not doctors.
No, not at all.
Not medical degrees, or even, I've never taken a medical course. Oh no, I did. I was a nursing major for 6 months.
I took a microbiology course and I did not like it.
Tuberculosis, in the simplest forms, is an infectious disease that affects those lungs.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Mostly. Not all the time does it affect the lungs.
Absolutely. It could also affect different parts of your body. So you
Right.
can also have tuberculosis in the liver, in the spleen, in the brain, in the blood, in the throat. So it mostly always affects the lungs, but it's not always in the lungs. One of the things to say too, tuberculosis is caused by a bacteria. It's a very slow growing bacteria. And because it's so slow growing, it's also a very slow dying bacteria as well.
Mm-hmm.
Historically speaking, TB is the #1 deadliest disease in history. TB still is the deadliest infectious disease. So when it comes to AIDS and TB, Ebola,
malaria.
The flu, malaria, TB is by and large #1. But when it comes to disease in general, you have lung disease, you have heart disease, you have diabetes, you have a lot of other killers. But now we have a lot of medications, a lot of treatments, a lot of detection from it. So it's not as deadly anymore. In America, it's almost always not legal. So yeah. There are 3 types of TB. There is latent TB, which is also TB infection. There's active TB, which is TB disease, and then there's miliary TB. Mm-hmm. Danielle has latent TB, so I'm gonna let her explain what latent TB is.
So latent TB, I don't know, latent just sounds like a word we don't use anymore. Mm-hmm. More frequently we hear dormant or something, right?
That's actually a better word for it.
Yeah. 30% of the world's population has latent TB in their body. Latent TB is not contagious. It does not affect your body in any sort of way. Your body kind of keeps it at bay. It doesn't harm your organs. It doesn't cause any harm to your body, really. It's pretty rare for your latent TB to go to active TB. Mm-hmm. About 5% of the people who have latent TB convert to an active case of TB.
Which is what I had and have. So an active case of TB pretty much means that the TB is now growing in your body. Mm-hmm. So you could have had latent TB, never treated it, and like Danielle said, 5% become active, which means the TB bacteria is growing quicker than your immune system can fight it. Or you could have just contracted active TB from the very beginning. A lot of times people with HIV who have latent TB will become active because their immune system is fighting, the HIV, and then the TB has an opportunity to grow.
The elderly can get it. And
the elderly children are more susceptible to getting active TB. You are now having symptoms and you could potentially be contagious and spread that disease to other people. Active TB, if left untreated, almost always results in death. And then the last one, is miliary TB. What is miliary TB, Danielle?
So miliary TB is TB of the blood.
Absolutely.
So TB of the blood, and it kind of it travels through your blood and affects every single one of your organs. And like Davey has active TB, but a cavity in his lungs type of.
There's a big old hole in my lungs that the TB ate away at. It sounds way more dramatic than it really is.
Or miliary TB is kind of like it just attacks every part of your lungs. It attacks every part of your organs.
So it's really hard to treat. It spreads really quickly, and it's the most fatal of all types of tuberculosis.
It affects children mostly than adults. So our next segment is, how do you catch TB?
So this is the main reason why we made the video, because a lot of people were concerned about, well, am I going to catch it, or, should
There's a lot of fear around TB because they don't know it's not common. So I understand everyone's fear and concern.
So in a very high level nutshell, how do you catch TB? When you have active TB, right, you can't catch it from latent TB. So I just want to preface that. But when you have active TB, the TB germs, bacteria start to grow, and then when you cough, those germs get airborne. TB is an airborne disease. It's not like in droplets. It's not like the flu where if I cough on my hand and then shake your hand and then you can't get it that way. It has to be in the air. So the germs are coughed out into the air, and then someone else breathes those germs in. It's important to note that a lot of the time you have to have prolonged exposure to someone with TB. While it's not impossible to get it in a short interaction, it's very improbable.
Yeah, so you can't catch TB, like you said, by shaking someone's hand, by touching someone's clothing, by sharing people's toothbrushes, or even kissing someone. That's not the way you spread TB. And generally speaking, children under the age of 5 are not contagious at all, even if they have an active case or miliary TB, because they don't have the lung capacity to be able to cough up the bacteria to spread it to other people. So the symptoms to look out for if you are fearful that you do have TB are fever, night sweats, loss of appetite or dramatic weight loss, fatigue, and a cough that usually lasts about a couple of weeks. Yours lasted 3 weeks and then ended up being a bloody cough, and that's what triggered us to go to the emergency room. So those are symptoms to look out for.
Technically speaking, have none of the symptoms of active TB, right? Because you can have the active TB, the bacteria can be growing, but because it's consumption and it's so slow growing, you may not have any symptoms.
Okay, so how do you treat TB?
Yes.
So just like I feel like with any other disease that you get, the earlier you detect it, the better it is, because it hasn't spread, it hasn't developed a deeper cavity, and it doesn't have time to become active. So whatever type of TB you have, the earlier you detect it, the better.
Absolutely, 100%.
So currently in the United States, the FDA has approved about 10 different drugs that are able to treat TB, and you can be on anywhere between 1 and I think you said 6. 6 drugs at a time to treat it.
An example, I had active TB in the very beginning. I was on 4 medications. Let's say that my TB didn't respond well to one specific one. they had 3 medications that I was still on that would have fought the disease. You're on TB medications for anywhere from 4 months to
12 months now.
Actually, no. If you have drug resistance, you're on anywhere from 4 months to 24 months, give or take. Again, it's a slow growing bacteria, so it's a slow dying bacteria.
But the majority of people are on it anywhere between 4 and 12 months.
Correct. The problem is if you take your medication and then stop, just like any antibiotics, that specific disease and bacteria can become resistant to it.
And that is an issue going on in the majority of world countries, is that they don't have the ability to take their drugs all the time, the ability to pay for all of the antibiotics, and they end up getting a drug-resistant strain. Their TB becomes drug-resistant, and that's why it's such a huge killer in other countries. So
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, just to give you an idea, the cost to treat an active tuberculosis case, give or take, runs about $18,000. The cost to treat a drug-resistant case can be upwards of $500,000.
So our last segment is how to get tested and how to know if you have TB.
Like we said in the beginning, we are not in any way, shape, or form doctors, and this is in no way, shape, or form health advice. So above everything, if you think you have TB, if you've been exposed to someone who had TB, go see a doctor.
Yes.
The doctor will tell you the best course of action for you. With that being said, in our experience, what will your doctor most likely say? Your doctor will first give you a something called a skin test. For those of you who have gone to school in New York, New Jersey, places like that, it's just a little skin test where they put a little fluid underneath your skin, and then 3 days you come back to see if there's a reaction to that. The other test that they can give you too is a blood test, which is way more accurate.
Yeah.
They draw a little blood, they check to see if there's a TB bacteria, traces of that through the blood. If either the blood or the skin test come back positive, that most likely means you have latent TB because it detects TB in your body. The next step that they'll probably suggest is to go get a chest x-ray. They'll do the chest x-ray, and if they see a cavity or a sign of an infection or the miliary, that means you have active TB, and they'll take you, hospitalize you, start treating you. If your chest x-ray is clear, then you don't have active TB, and they'll just treat you with, one med.
And it's good to note that there is an incubation period with tuberculosis, whereas my children and I got tested right away after my husband was diagnosed with tuberculosis, and we all came back negative. And the incubation period ended January 26th, and about 2 weeks before then, my children tested positive, and I tested positive right after them. So there is good to note that there is an incubation period about 3 months from when the person is diagnosed to when it would show up in your blood test. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this has helped you understand tuberculosis a little bit better and helped answer questions a little bit better. If you have any other questions, please feel free to comment down below, and we will get back to you as quick as possible and help you understand it a little bit more. If you liked it, you can click the link below. Is it on this side? It's on one of these sides. It's a red button. And subscribe so that you get the notifications of all of our new videos that we put out. And if you're on Facebook, I will link the YouTube channel also so that you can check us out there.
If you're on Facebook, like and share.
You said it like a professional.
Yeah, absolutely. So the main thing to, I always say absolutely, right? What?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Why, thank you. Why, thank you, Danielle. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take it from you. I'll take it from you. Absolutely.
You absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye. Cut.